Hi, I'm Peter Switzer. It's our last Mad About Money for 2020, and so we're sharing our stock market crystal balls for 2021. I don't know if I can say that, Paul.
You said it, Peter.
It's a smart gamble on stocks, or is it a smart gamble on stocks exposed to the bad boy banners of Beijing and our bank dividends on the comeback trail? I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Ricard,
and
we're mad about money.
Well, Paul, I did talk about us looking at our crystal balls. We won't go.
We won't go there again,
But it is an important time to do it because I was staggered. I put a 10% call out for 2021. I'd be happy with 10% call, and I saw Goldman Sachs come up with 16%, and only yesterday, JP Morgan comes out with 25%.
Well, they used to say they're out trumping you, Peter. Well, we don't say that anymore. We find another word. But anyhow,
biting me?
Yeah, something like that. You're biding your time, aren't you?
Yeah,
but let's move on to that. I mean, I think you're right. I think we're going to see a great start to 2021. Look, the two curveballs coming up. One are obviously, the Senate election in the US, 5th of January, and if some of the polls are right, if Biden gets a majority there and Senate changes, the US market just may pause a little bit. Yeah. But I think they're going to give him a bit of a honeymoon. So, look, I'm not sure that's as big an issue, but just something to watch out. Yeah. And the China stuff, who knows where that's going to head? I mean, if that goes the wrong way for Australia, well, we're going to have to, all bets could be off here. Yeah. I mean, if something happens, say, to iron ore, and we do end up with a war about iron ore or something, and the damage that'll cause to the BHP and Rios and Fortescue's
and
the index is going to be pretty big. But I'm with you. It's all set at the moment for a pretty strong start to 2021.
Yeah, and I also make the point that because we're not allowed to travel overseas, there's about $69 billion that used to go overseas with tourists. It's here and it's being spent. It will be a buffer if this Chinese blue goes on for 6 months. If it goes on for 12 months, I will get worried and I'll start saying I'm getting nervous and I'll be pulling out a lot of my investments. But at this point in time, I'm confident, I'm going forward, I'm believing in the market, and let's go to the next one. Is it a gamble? I bought Treasury Wine Estates, I bought A2 Milk as well. Is it a gamble to believe that this will be sorted out and therefore these stocks potentially can make a rebound once it's all sorted?
Well, I really liked your bad boy banners of Beijing. That's pretty good for alliteration. That's one of your better for this year, Peter. In our last program, I'll give you full marks for that. But look, I don't think it's a gamble with some of the beaten up stocks. I mean, I like you, Treasury Wine Estates. I think they can find other markets. It's going to take a while. Yeah. Look, don't look for immediate rebound in the share price. It's not going to happen. No. But I think there's, it's one for the portfolio. It has some fantastic brands. And as one of the lessons we've looked back at 2020, if you've got great brands and great underlying business and your share price is way out of favour, eventually private equity and others work it out, put a bid on the table, and suddenly, the stock price goes up. We've seen quite a few little...
even AMP's been chased by private equity.
We've seen quite a few little takeovers like that. So TWE, it's sort of, at $8, $9, it's in that category, right? So A2 Milk, I still have a great stock of mine. Is it Kiwi?
That's right.
But
I wonder if Beijing knows that. But they're picking on them.
Let's hang on to both of those. I think A2 Milk is one of your portfolio again for 2021. So I think you can take a little bit of play. Yeah. I mean, I think you stay long the iron ore miners because that price keeps going up. But there's risk there, right?
Yeah.
Because...
I don't think China's going to dump BHP, Rio and Fortescue until Vale's back on its feet and doing well. And they're about 6 months off.
That's what you're waiting for. I mean, this is as much... People talk about the Chinese recovery. It is big, but this is as much about the production issues for Vale, who is the biggest producer in the world. So you've got to watch Vale and particularly the virus and how things are going in Brazil. Maybe when they're a bit more confident about the production out of Vale, they can have a look at iron ore. But this trade dispute's getting pretty messy, so that's the big negative out there.
Yeah, without a doubt. But of course, we always climb the wall of worry, don't we?
We climb there. You've got to have something to worry about. That's the market. That's what 2021 taught us again.
Okay, by the way, you notice the bell ring has just gone to sleep.
Yeah, this last year, Christmas knocked off.
Yeah, he's mad about ringing bells. Anyway, last one. Bank dividends, Paul. The bank share prices are rising. Is this a sign that dividends are creeping their way
Well,
back?
they are. And APRA did the right thing yesterday by saying that it's eliminating its rule that stopped banks from paying more than 50% of statutory profits. Now it's back to a free-for-all for dividends.
Hoo-ha.
So, look, at the moment, I went through the numbers this morning. ANZ, NAB and Westpac, the analysts are currently tipping about 90 cents for next year's dividend, puts them to yield of about 3.8 to 4.3. I think it's going to be higher than that. I think but you start to factor in about 100 cents. Pre the crash, COVID crash, they're all paying 160 cents as dividends. So, and most of them paid about 60 this year. I think we can go higher next year. I'd factor at 100 cents. For CBA, the analysts have only got CBA paying a dividend on a forecast of 266 cents. That's below what they paid this year of 298. That's because they got in first.
You think it's going to be higher?
CBA will not cut its dividend next year, so I'd be factoring at least 300 cents. I can guarantee that. That's about a yield of 3.6.
Put his money on that.
I'll put my money on that one. That's one of my tips. I think one of your tips for next year is, look, interest rates. I'm not convinced about Governor Lowe is going to be able to hold interest rates for 3 years. This economy is going gangbusters, right? It really is. Yeah. The only negative I can see is China, right? And we've just that trade war. If that goes the wrong way for us. Yeah.
And I'll tell you one other thing. Alex Waslet's a very smart investor from Melbourne. He also thinks interest rates are a risk as well. But I do think we've probably got 1 to 2 years up our sleeve, because as the Aussie dollar rises, the Reserve Bank won't want to raise interest rates. So they'll delay it as long as they can. But if inflation starts going through the roof, they will have to raise it.
But what we are seeing is a steepening of the yield curve, seen it in the US. It's happened a little bit here in Australia. That means some of the bond proxy stocks, which your Transurban, your Sydney airports, some of your property trusts aren't going to do as well in 2021 if the market starts to think interest rates are going up.
And you're also saying that the market can force the Reserve Bank to follow suit.
The market can force it. It could just lift the long-term rate. Now, at the moment, the RBA is also buying long-term bonds, which is holding it down. Yeah. But the market, in the US, the curve is steepening. I think that was going to be one of the trends here for 2021 as our stock market and our economy goes gangbusters.
Yeah, and you heard it here first. I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard, and we're mad about money.
Hi, I'm Peter Switzer, founder of the Switzer Report. And if you're looking to build your wealth, my Switzer Report has everything you need. And so I'm inviting you to come and invest in stocks with me. At the Switzer Report, we provide you with expert guidance and actionable advice for managing and growing your wealth from some of the brightest stock pickers and investing minds in the country. And so I've got some great news. For the next 2 months, we have a fantastic Christmas and New Year offer that I would like to tell you about. If you take up a Switzer Report subscription across the months of December and January, not only will you get all the usual inclusions to the report, but you also will get the following. Exclusive one-off webinar with myself and Paul Rickard, where we will show you the hot stocks we picked in 2020, and we'll also give you the stocks we are picking for 2021. You'll receive a free copy of my book, Join the Rich Club, valued at $24.95. And you'll also receive a free ebook with our best investment ideas for 2021. Sign up today and receive 3 newsletters each week delivered direct to your inbox on Mondays, Thursdays and Saturdays, with analysis from our experts including myself, Paul Rickard, Tony Featherston and James Dunn, and others such as Julia Lee, Junbei Liu and Rudy Philippek Van Dyke. Your questions can be answered in the Q&A forum, where you can submit an investing question and receive a guaranteed response from Paul Rickard. Monthly webinars with myself and Paul Rickard and special guests who will answer your questions live. You'll receive complimentary tickets to our events for you and a guest, including our annual Switzer Income Conference, the Switzer Investment Strategy Day, the Switzer Listed Investment Conference and the Switzer Small and Micro Cap Investor Day. You'll also have access to our weekly Boom Doom Zoom interactive TV webinar, which are stock assessing sessions between Paul, myself and subscribers. You'll be able to view our income and growth model portfolios designed and updated each month by Paul Rickard, and you can browse the archives containing thousands of archives and resources about specific shares, the markets, SMSFs and more. Information and insights from people who live and breathe stocks 24/7 increases your chances of making some real money on the market. I really want to share with you all the insights I get access to that most investors are never lucky enough to see or hear. Come invest with me using my Switzer Report. Follow the link in the description of this episode or visit www.switzerreport.com.au to sign up for your Christmas New Year offer and join me on the journey of financial knowledge and wealth, where I will be able to call you one of my valued Switzer Report subscribers.